Mr. Torrance here? Is Mr. Torrance here?
Oh, you're right there.
Excuse me, but what is the meaning of this?
I'm not sure I know what you're talking about.
I'm Allison's father.
Oh, it's nice to meet you.
I realize that you're here and you're trying to change things.
Well, Allison didn't want to give an audition.
Can't I finish? That girl seems like an angel, alright? All those other kids, they sound like monkeys being shot. My girl's beautiful, she's talented, and she's amazing.
I'm sure she is, but she didn't show that.
Can I finish? That girl has more talent in her freaking foot than you've ever seen in your entire life. When she did Belle, the audience was weeping for joy. Weeping. An old woman had a heart attack. She was so good.
And she kept watching the show, okay? This woman is dying. And she's happy because she's watching my girl on stage.
Well, she's welcome to audition next year.
Are you even listening to me? Do you have some kind of brain problem? Put Allison in the show.
No,
Put Allison in the show.
I can't.
You are a moron. I will destroy you.
You need to call
I will fall
Amanda.
down when you are dead. Or Allison is in that show.
I'm not putting her in the show.
Let's go. Let's go.
I think we're taking this a little overboard.
Come on, show me what you got.
I'm not going to fight you.
Then you will be destroyed.
My hip. Oh, my hip. You broke my hip.
I barely touched you.
I've been assaulted. I've been battered and assaulted. I need to go to the hospital. It's going dark. What did I ever do to you?
You said you're going to destroy me?
I mean it. Oh, this is the end. I'm dying. I'm not gonna make it. Goodbye, cool world. I'm coming for you. Papa, I'm coming.
Help?
Mr. Torrance, I need to tell you something. Come closer. Please, come closer.
What?
I'm suing you.
I'm still not putting her in the show.
Fine.
Greetings and welcome to the elementary school president debate. I'm Steve, from his brother's classroom, and as moderator for today's debate. The debate was structured in a town hall format with questions posed by you, the students. Now, joining in welcoming the candidates for president election, ISD Grade and Caitlin Parker. Welcome to you both. Now, let's get right into it with questions posed by 4 students who each give us a name and they tell us something about themselves. The first question comes from Brian Kuda, who is admittedly dark, but still thinks zombies are cool.
How would you describe your candidacy in 3 words?
Before we get started, I'd like to thank the Elementary Election Commission, the entire student body, and my opponent for what I'm confident will be an illuminating and constructive conversation. And if I could describe my candidacy in 3 words, I would do so as follows. For too long, our student body has been factions of the haves and have-nots. Under my administration, each student will have an equal opportunity to achieve their dreams.
Before we get started, I would like to thank the Elementary Election Commission, the entire student body, and my opponent for I'm confident will be an illuminating and constructive conversation. I would also like to thank the Tooth Fairy, someone who my opponent did not thank. This will be because she is not a true believer. Finally, unlike my opponent, I will comply with Brian's 3-word limit and describe my candidacy as follows. My goals include
The next question comes from Don Francisco, who, this one time, saw a PG-13 movie while his parents weren't home.
I love tater tots. What's your stance on tater tots? Period. I love tater tots.
An excellent question, Don. Over the past decade, school lunches have seen a disturbing decrease in overall quantity of tots. I pledge to reinstate the legislation known as allotted tots, which requires by law that all lunch trays adhere to my PPP plan. The perpetually plentiful piles of petite potatoes action plan. Ladies and gentlemen, these are difficult times, but make no mistake, I will win the war on taterism.
Look, I'm not going to beat around the potato bush here. Tater tots poll at 99.4% at our schools. That's a higher rating than ice cream trucks. And what do we really believe we need? And in other words, if you hate tater tots, you hate our school. And I don't hate our school. Unless it's opposite day. Wait, is it opposite day? It's not opposite day. Then I love our school. My point is, the more tots, the better. Of course. But do we really believe we need more cafeteria bureaucracy? Under my administration, you'll say goodbye to big government lunches and, hey, what's up? You're putting the power in your hands. Under my Lunchbox Lovers program, the choice is yours. Want to bring the wheelbarrow tots? Do it. That's what freedom looks like. Folks, it's about time we say goodbye to cardboard-grade pizza, half-thawed green beans, and worst of all, and I hesitate to say the M word, milk. Instead, we the people can choose what's for lunch, be it tater tots, corn dog Lunchables, or even, and this is most important of all, fruit by the foot.
The next question comes from Brendan Saltry, whose career goals include Batman.
Girls are gross.
Gender issues are a critical part of this election. And I think not only for clean it up, and also for not being a stupid girl. Girls are gross, and this will always be the case, despite what my big brother Jim says. Which is why on day one of my administration, I will repeal the student council's short-sighted verdict of awesome girls versus silly boys.
Yet again, my opponent is on the wrong side of history. Awesome girls versus silly boys is our generation's most influential ruling, which is why I throw my full support behind it. And ensure that the CDC eradicates every strain of cootie. And punitive damages pursuant to the yanking of pigtails.
That's outrageous! Pigtail yanking rights have been in place since the days of our forefathers. You take away that, and what's next? Our water balloons? You can take my water balloons when you prod them through my cold, wet hands.
Next question.
Oh, and Steve, before we do, I would like to point out that my opponent is a girl. And therefore, by the transitive property of gender, is totally gross.
I would like to point out that my opponent is a boy, and in a few short years he'll do a total 180 and try to impress girls with cheap color, while they reject him with someone with a drive-through license and stubble. I'm sorry.
The next question comes from Owen Buck, who drew this picture of himself.
What is your opinion on the growing stance that Timmy should
Take a shower.
Thank you. This issue is a bipartisan one. I think that's for both candidates when I say that Timmy should very much, definitely, take a shower.
We don't always agree on everything, but we can set aside our differences and reach across the aisle to work together on a solution. Because simply put, Timmy smells terrible.
Let's turn to our treaty fee for our next question. With user @JackieMonkey12, who says, "Your trolls, plot rolls, overall foul, damn me with pics, #YOLO." Well, that was just a sign. The next question comes from Emily Wilson, who recently got mustard in his shirt.
What is your opinion on the
Veracity of the holiday icon known as Santa Claus.
Thank you for that question, Emilio. First, let's be clear. Santa is real. Irrefutably real. He forms the very bedrock of our belief system and our candy-based economy. Nevertheless, it is time for some serious reform of all things Kringle. His jolly demeanor notwithstanding, Mr. Claus outsources hundreds of good jobs overseas to his North Pole sweatshops, which violate our entire convention of 11 labor laws. This is a man whose reindeer-powered aerial transport is both unsanctioned and PETA non-compliant. And given the growing obesity epidemic, should we ignore this impudent disregard of the food pyramid? With milk and cookies alone, he exceeds the recommended daily value of saturated fats by 5,000%. In summary, Santa is real, yes, but not immune to regulatory scrutiny. Santa has not, and has never been, too big to fail.
A vote for Caitlin is a vote against free toys!
The next question comes from Larry Hartley, whose favorite candy is all candy.
We live in a difficult time full of difficult challenges. With that in mind, how many jumbo marshmallows can you fit in your mouth?
6.
7.
The next question comes from E.D. Ringel, who really love horses.
I'm always picked last for kickball. Under your administration, will I ever be picked not last?
You raise a critical point, Evie. hand to key. This is why, under my administration, kickball rosters will be automatically generated by a sophisticated computer algorithm, aka science, which will ensure that everyone gets a chance to be picked first. Everyone.
Well, where I come from, we call that kind of thinking hogwash or malarkey or stupid dum-dum pants. Because folks, the fact is, some people are just awesome at kickball. Would you pick LeBron James last in the NBA draft? No, because that would be stupid dum-dum pants. I would always pick LeBron James first in basketball, just like Will always picked Jenny Friedman first in kickball. Why? Because she's the best at kicking the ball.
The language was from Brian Tierson, who thought Lincoln was a robot and the dogs are real.
Do you have school spirit? Do you have school spirit? Because I love spirit. Yes, I do. I love spirit. How about you? Yeah!
A fine question, Ryan. If anyone's got school spirit, it's me. As you know, our mascot is the northern elephant seal, which I always proudly display here on my lapel. Ryan, as I look through the student body, I see so much northern elephant seal pride. And, oh my goodness! I'm only now noticing that my opponent doesn't wear a lapel pin. How fascinating! Well, I guess school spirit isn't for everyone.
Isn't it compelling that my opponent must overcompensate with outward appearance because of his inner lack of school spirit? A person's true spirit isn't found here. It's found here. I don't flaunt my spirit on the outside because it's what's inside that counts. And by inside, I'm of course referring to this elephant seal handkerchief I keep in my pocket. As you can see, it is noticeably bigger than my opponent's lapel pin.
Folks, we all know that school spirit isn't about size. It's about quantity. Why not only do I wear this elephant seal pin here, but another 10 right here.
I've got so much spirit that Northern Elephant Seal is my middle name. And I mean that literally, as my name has been legally changed to Caitlin Northern Elephant Seals Parker.
Ladies and gents, I present to you my ringtone.
Alas, my opponent was played the call of the Western Elephant Seal. The Northern Elephant Seal sounds like this.
If my opponent had true school spirit, she would bird with traditional crane neck and sand flipping motion, like this. Or
Well, I can appreciate my opponent's valiant attempts at an impression. It will pale in comparison to the real thing. Stan, bring on the seal! What's that? Seriously?
oh,
Folks, well, the live Northern Elephant Seal that I captured from the wild this morning is now unable to join us. Will always be right here, which, if you recall, is where I keep this handkerchief. Seal pride!
let the record show that my opponent murdered a seal?
And with that, we finish the end of today's debate, which means it's time for closing assessment. Caitlin, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Steve. My fellow Northern Elephant Seals, when you sit down and really think, what qualities do you want in a leader? Do you want a me-first megalomaniac? Do you want someone whose entire Get Out the Vote campaign consisted of not just cupcake bribes, but triple chocolate cupcake bribes? And do you want someone who drinks for the water fountain in that weird way where they put their entire mouth on the fountain? Or do you want a leader who leads using leadership? The choice is in your hands, your tiny, underdeveloped hands.
Abby, the floor is yours.
I'll put a snowball machine in every classroom!
And with that, we've reached the end of today's debate. On behalf of the entire school body, I'd like to thank both candidates for a highly informative debate, and may the best candidate win. With that out of the way, since all past elections were decided by who fits the most marshmallows in their mouth, congratulations to our presumptive new president, ISD Grade!